Your Minnesota Vikings took a little bit of a gamble this offseason, signing the marvelous Marcus Davenport, edge rusher formerly of the New Orleans Saints, former number 14 overall pick in the 2018 draft. The Saints traded up multiple first-rounders to go get him, and he's been sort of hit or miss. In his 5 seasons in the league, he's shown flashes of greatness, flashes of inconsistency, as well as some health issues as well. And also all the jokes, him taking number 0, first season that players can wear 0, and just like, oh, hey, Marcus Davenport, are you wearing the number of sacks you had last year? Also, as we pointed out a bunch of times, his half a sack last year was on Kirk Cousins in London. So he had 0 American sacks last year. Rough. But he did have 9 in 2021, and people were thinking that he was just scratching the surface of his potential that he had coming out of UTSA, go Roadrunners. But the Vikings are banking that Marcus Davenport is indeed going to be that dude in 2023, and there's a very random stat that could back up that he is starting to pan out on some of that potential. So this put up NFL Next Gen stats. Pressure rate leaders over the last 2 years, a minimum of 500 snaps. So 2021, 2022. And then, of course, up at the top, you have Micah Parsons, which is expected. Trey Hendrickson, former Saint, recently signed with the Bengals a couple years ago. He got things done, too. And then Marcus Davenport. Check him out. 15.5%. Good enough for third in the league. Nick Bosa of the Niners at 15.3, as well as Robert Quinn at 15.1. Quinn Moore, living off of that amazing 2021 season that he had with the Bears. Maybe not so much last year where he split time with the Bears as well as the Eagles. But Davenport, that's impressive. So on pass rushing reps, he's getting heat on the quarterback 15.5% of the time, about 1 time in 6, which is pretty damn good. And comparing that with some of the Vikings' other pass rushers over the last 2 years, Davenport up there at 15.5%, Za'darius at 14.9%. Now, that percentage was almost 20% in the first half of the season last year before he got dinged up. Daniil at 12.6%. Now, Daniil dealt with injury in 2021, as well as he had to learn a new position last year in 2022. So factor that in. Daniil has a career pressure rate of around 13.2%. And then you got DJ Wonnum and Patrick Jones. Wonnum at 8%, and Patrick Jones 7.9%. Now, both of them did get sacks last year, but being efficient on passing downs wasn't really the thing, as they were getting pressure on the quarterback about half as much as Marcus Davenport was over the last 2 seasons. Now, like we said, you do factor in that Davenport did have a quiet season in terms of sacks last year. He did have 9 in 2021. Now, we always say with sacks, there is a degree of puck luck where you could be the guy trailing, not getting past your man, and one of your teammates gets pressure on the quarterback. The quarterback steps up right into your field of vision, and you get the sack, and then you do the dance, make a little love, get down tonight, and you get the credit for the sack in the stat book, except you didn't really generate that pressure. Now, pressure is much more important because pressure, it's like shots on goal in soccer or football. It's how many times are you giving yourself a chance at a chance, and pressure is really paramount here. So it's impressive that Davenport, even playing through injuries, even playing through inconsistency, is still getting heat on the quarterback at a very high rate. So I think this is really promising for the Vikings. And also, Kwesi and his analytics team, I'm sure, looked deep down into the numbers and watched the film as well and saw that Davenport was giving him and his team chances. And also, ironically, he was former teammates with Trey Hendrickson back in the day, back on the Saints as well, and they're just getting things done. And the Vikings, TBD what happens with Danielle Hunter. That's why we didn't list him on the edge rusher depth chart. But, I mean, there's a lot of question marks. If the Vikings do end up having to trade Danielle Hunter, where you do have Davenport, you got Jones, you have Wonnum, but what else is going to happen there? I mean, is Andre Carter II going to step up as a UDFA? I don't really know. But Davenport is exactly what Kwesi likes in terms of an acquisition, where high draft pedigree, has all the potential in the world, hasn't realized it for whatever reason, and getting him in the system with Flores and Mike and Smitty, could things really click with Marcus Davenport? I think that it is a very strong possibility in this spot. But, I mean, the kid's got talent, but can he be more consistent? Can he be healthy this season? There's a reason why a lot of his salary is tied up in him actually being on the field as a roster bonus. So we'll see. The Vikings let go of Za'darius for a reason, and the Vikings are flirting with potentially letting go of Daniil for a reason. And Davenport, especially, well, if Daniil stays or if Daniil goes, Davenport is going to have to be a stud on this defense very quickly for Brian Flores. But your thoughts are thoughts. Marcus Davenport pressure rate, woo. Let's go. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.